Hello, traders. Steve Ganz here from Options Income Academy, and I've got some really exciting news to share. As many of I worked over the past year on developing a new trade called the Flyagonal, and I've now completed 100 live trades using the Flyagonal and that strategy, and I want to share my results with you. So let me run through all the details on those 100 trades with you. So again, the trade is called the Flyagonal. These are 100 trade results. These are live trades that I made after a series of paper building and testing. These results are as of September 27th, 2025, and approximately 4.5 months of me trading this live. So again, 100 trades, 94 winners, 6 losers, a 94% win rate. I'll tell you, I've never had any sort of trade that I have traded in the past work the way this works. That's the general structure of the trade on the right. I don't get into that in a lot of detail here, but I want people to understand that the trade is moderately complex. It's not for a brand new options trader. If you have traded a butterfly before, a condor before, or if you have traded a calendar or a diagonal before, then you'll be totally fine and you'll understand what this trade is about. If you haven't traded those before, this may not be the place to start. The average win was $385. My maximum win was $1,986. The losses, I'm going to tell you, are a little outsized, but of course, it's just a very small percent of losses. And I've used some AI technology and helped me analyze these losses. And I do believe that I've got ways of greatly reducing those potential losses in the future. In fact, since I've put those new guidelines in, I haven't had losses like that. I have to run it through more tests to get to the bottom of all that, but I do think those losses were a little bit abnormal. And again, based on modifications to the trade, I would not expect losses of that size in the future. The average day in a trade is 4.65 days. So while this is not day trading, I also have the trade set up so that it is what I call a theta bomb. It has a lot of theta decay that happens rapidly in it. These trades are often put on in the 7 to 14 days to expiration, but they often decay and hit profit targets within that 4 to 5 day window. Now, this is another thing that's really cool here. The percentage of trades that needed adjusting, only 37% out of these 100 trades required adjusting. The other 63%, the trade was put on and then taken off when it hit a profit target. So the expectancy per trade is $273. Each one of these trades, by the way, has an average of around $2,500 in buying power that's used in them. I am, however, using a number of $5,000 as my average buying power when I calculate the returns on these trades. The actual return has been 148%, again, based on essentially calculating this using more buying power than I have actually used. This is the equity curve of that trade, really strong. Then I did have that dip where I had a number of losses in a row based on some things that I tried, but I've resolved those and again, largely have done some things that I don't expect that type of situation again, but they did occur. I need to factor them in here. This 148% return would be greater than a 500% annual return if, of course, this return continues the way it has been. And obviously, we've been in a bullish market at this point, but this trade is designed to handle either side of that market. Now, another way that I test for robustness in a trading concept or a trading idea is I like to trade it across a number of different symbols. So the main tool I've used has been SPX. The bulk of the trades have been in SPX. The bulk of the gains have been in SPX. But I've also traded RUT, the Qs, SPY, IWM, and even some individual stocks like Tesla and NVIDIA. Those were all trades that were made using this Flyagonal concept, if you will. Now, I used AI extensively. I'm not just saying that as a buzzword. You're talking to a guy here who traded through the dot-com era of the late 1990s. I know that buzzword is a thing to do, but I spent a lot of time analyzing these trades with AI, having AI help me in understanding how I could do things to potentially improve and modify the trades. I share how I did that in my class on the Flyagonal. I also share some ideas about how traders could and should use AI themselves as they get into the trading world and start analyzing their trades. Now, I'm trading the Flyagonal in my alert service now. I have been for about 2 months, something along those lines. So anyone that joins the alert service, and I'll put a QR code here on the screen for you if you've got any interest in that. But in that alert service, I share the trades that I've been making. These are just some of the comments from people in the alert service over the past couple of weeks. There's many more. I just captured a few of them here so that people could see actual comments from traders. So the deep dive Flyagonal class is going to be released in November. I'm about the third of the way through it right now. I hope to get it finished up in the next 3 to 4 weeks. I'm shooting for November 1st. I am not guaranteeing November 1st, but that class, when it releases, is going to be $9.95. It's over 10 hours. I don't even know how many hours yet, but definitely over 10 hours. Right now, if you're interested, you can use that QR code over here, scan that, or go to this link down below here. If you use the code Flyagonal 300 off, you'll get a $300 discount. You'll be able to purchase the course for $695. Again, the entire class should be released in that 4 to 8 week window. People that purchase this pre-release offer are also going to get access to a live bonus session that I'm going to be holding roughly 4 weeks after the launch of the class. The concept there is I want people to spend time with the trade, formulate any questions that they might have about it, and then come into this session or email me those questions before the session, and I'll attempt to answer any and all questions about the trade that I can in that live session. So with that, I'm going to wrap this up. I just wanted to share with everyone how this trade has performed. I have to say at this stage, it's beyond what I ever expected. In the very early stages of this, I was hitting 96, 97% win rate. That was after about 20 trades. And I'm thinking, this can't hold up at this level. And it didn't. It dropped to 94%. But after 100 trades, 94% wins. And I think I've got ways, again, of managing some of those larger losses that did occur. I continue to expect really strong things and strong results from this trade. So if you are interested, be sure to check out the class. If you're interested in the alert service, I'm going to pop a QR code back on. I'll just drop it right in this area so that you can scan that QR code if you're interested in the alert service as well. So thanks so much, everyone. I know a lot of people have been asking about this. I just wanted to give everyone an update. Take care.